Hi, Pratiksha. Very warm welcome to the our podcast series. This is a fourth series, and we are just very, a heartful welcome from our side over this platform, over the virtual stage of this podcast series. So, I am very much excited about to know about yourself first of all because I can see. I mean, you are holding a very strong experience in the HR forum. Along with that, you were holding a very good experience as in sales, as in business development part, and you have some interest on the print media, some political activities as well. I can see that you were had participated many of the competitions, some of the youth. Participations of yours, so I can see, I mean, you were involved in multiple areas, and you were actively participate. I mean, you are not stick yourself in a one sector, but you had explored the multiple options where it comes to the print media, where it comes to the dancing, where it comes to the paintings, drawings, and everything. So we would love to hear more about from your side about yourself. If you just through with the complete journey of yours, start from your educations when you were in a schools till date journey of yours. Yeah, over to you.
Yes, thank you, Annie. Thank you for having me here. And thank you for introducing me in such a good way. And yeah, starting from my educational background, I have done my schooling in a very small town in Madhya Pradesh called Jabalpur, also known as Sanskar Dhani Jabalpur. I've done my schooling, then I've I've done my graduation from Jabalpur itself, and my graduation stream was commerce. I've done BCom, BCCA. In that particular graduation stream, my specialization was in computer application. So I was always inclined towards this tech and technology and computer. So at that point, when economics was like a very uh, like trending topic for these commerce students, I chose that particular stream, which is now very beneficial for me.
All
And
right.
then after graduating from St. Aloysius College, Jabalpur, when I decided to do my post-graduation, as you can see in my profile, overall my LinkedIn also showcased that I've like involved into multiple activities left, right, and center. So I then decided to move into literature part. So I've done my master's in English literature.
All right.
So that's all about my education. And I've always been inclined towards this oratory competitions, you can say painting, dancing, whatever you have seen my resume. So yeah, the like particularly, if I can say, the dimension of my profile is so vast that if I have to say that this particular area is my keen interest, I cannot quote any particular area as of now. And after this particular education, I started doing my few internships along with my studies. I have also done it, but then I took my profession very seriously, and I joined Bangalore based tech company. Then I moved to some like other tech company. Then I was doing some freelancing. Then I am currently heading operations and HR vertical in an IT company itself. So it's a long journey, but yeah, that's all about my educational background as of now.
So I can see, I mean, you had did a master's, right? MBA. You had done a
MA,
MBA,
MA,
MA,
MA.
or MA, and you
Yes,
had just chosen the career option of yours for on the professional front
yes.
that is completely, opposite for that. Means
Opposites.
usually, if person had qualified as an MA, as an BA, they were masters in specific subjects or the education. That either they'll go for the some of the teaching professionals, some of the assistant professors in the universities and
Yes.
colleges. But what exactly attracted you to be a part of I think business development or sales? You had started your career. Am I
Yes.
right?
What
What
happened
exactly
when
attracts?
I Yes, yes. When I was doing my graduation, I was exploring myself in every stream, in all activities I used to participate. But then opportunity came in front of me. I was doing like anchoring for Patrika Private Limited. Its head office is in Rajasthan. And
Mhm.
what happened during some competition, they identified that I might be a good fit for that company. So they released a part-time offer letter for me. I used to do event anchorings, then some news reading, and something here and there. And when I got an opportunity there, I went to some educational seminar for on behalf of that company itself. And then when I realized that all these students are very interested in terms of, you can say, when some senior come into that place and start speaking about their journey and start sharing their experiences, they always want to hear something that is that is challenging and that might help them. So what happened when I went on behalf of Patrika Private Limited, and that event was for Gautam IAS Academy, that is an institution for UPSC preparation. They liked my workshop there itself. Then they offered me to join them as a full-time employee. There I used to train and teach them entrepreneurship. So my interest developed from there itself. And I used to do some personality development, interview preparation, although I was preparing myself for that as well. And when the journey started from there, I started looking out from other opportunities. And then I land when I applied from when I applied for other company, what happened, they approached me for lower. I joined that particular IT company, that was real estate based tech company from Bangalore, but that regional office was in Jabalpur itself. So when I joined, there was no higher designation, because I was already having 2+ years of experience. So I took it as a challenge, and I used to handle all these deals, all these customer satisfaction calls, all these grievances, all these negotiation calls. So there also I was very much inclined towards business development part, and how this business functions, what are the major challenges, what are the day-to-day activities. And then when I started doing things on my own, they have provided me multiple opportunities, and I got rewarded. So
Nice.
that's it. After that,
Great.
yes, after
So,
that, the journey goes on.
all right. So how you, I mean, what exactly the challenges you had faced? Not exactly the challenge, I should ask. I mean, when you had cracked your first lead by your own, so what's the experience of yours? I mean, when you had to, bring a business for the organizations, you had to crack the lead as a VD. So how's
Yes.
your experience for that? I mean, what was, that is the first achievement
Actually,
in a
I
first
lost
job.
your voice. Can you please repeat any?
Okay, I am asking when you had cracked your first lead as in business development professional for the organization and bring a business for the company. So,
Yes.
how's your experience? What challenges you had faced during that time?
See, multiple times what happens when you are doing a cold call, it becomes tricky because that person doesn't know you. They don't have any idea who you are as a person, but they judge you on the basis of company's name, which is why
Right.
nowadays it is very important to develop your employer branding, right? When
True.
I used to call them and say, hi, this is Pratiksha, I'm calling you from so and so company, and can I have your 5 minutes, and we can have we can solve this problem of yours, and this is the pricing when we can have a meet. So what happens, and what makes me different from other colleagues of mine, was that I never used to force that particular service to my clients, right? So when I cracked my first deal, it was very overwhelming for me, because they have given very good remark on my entire client call. So I still have that recording. So whenever I hear that particular audio, it gives me chills, because yeah, I have done it pretty well. So it's my motto that if you are doing business development, either sales or any sort of a thing, and which involves client interaction, do not force anything on client. Sales is a service. Don't treat it like a force, mechanism of generating a revenue for
Hmm.
any kind of a business.
Let's come up on the questions that we were exactly
Yes.
over here for the podcast virtual stage. So nowadays, I mean, Pratiksha, you can see employee branding is more important than the employer branding nowadays, because mouth
Yeah,
publicity is
completely
on,
agree.
yeah, because mouth publicity is on very higher side. When it comes to the employee branding, there is a two important aspect that we need to be take care. First, what exactly the employee is thinking about their first experience when they are interacting any of the people from the organization, whether it comes to the working place, whether it comes to their manager, whether it comes to the first interaction with HR, whether it comes to the first interview with any of the employee, senior employee portion. So here I just wanted to know from your side. Let's talk about first with the interviewee perspectives, where if someone we had, coming from outside of the market, who are first interacting with a big MNCs, technical people or HR people. So first of all, how they have to choose the companies, what is the parameter they have to take care
I
that,
lost your voice and sorry.
okay, am I audible
Can you
now?
please repeat? Yes, now you're audible. I lost your voice in between.
Okay, okay. So I'm asking you, being a interviewee, being a employee, when being a person and a candidate, when they are, choosing job opportunities for the further interviewing processes. So what parameters they have to take care while choosing the organizations, first of all? The most two, three parameters, which is very important to choose, are general parameters, keeping aside the JDs and the tech stacks and other areas. A general company parameters, yeah, this will be the best company for me to move ahead or to go for it, according to you.
Yes, obviously, job description and the background of the company matters, but a candidate can sense whether the company is right fit for them or not during an interview itself. What happens nowadays? This negative review culture is blooming everywhere. If the candidate is not finding if the candidate is rejected and they are not finding themselves to be a right fit for that, they usually write negative reviews. So do not get affected by these kind of reviews. And you can also have a clear question around session with whatever the hiring manager is, whosoever hiring manager is taking an interview few. You can ask clear career growth plans, learning opportunities, what all the learning assets are there, who all are the mentors. Those mentors can help you identify and channelize your career for you. So you can always ask clear questions from your interviewer and whatever hiring manager is taking your interview.
Okay. So now, coming to the interviewer perspectives, I have one question
Yes.
to put in front of you. That nowadays, what happened? Everyone want a ready to use thing. I mean, ready to work. A first day, prepare for the work purpose. Can be a deploy in a project. This kind of a person who are well experienced. No need of any training is required on the tech stack, on the process and everything. So here it is the hiring manager, expectations from the candidate who are coming for the interview. Now, what happens? The hiring manager is more inclined with the job description text. They were not seeing their capability, learning capabilities, that what he or
Hmm.
she can learn or can do easily
Hmm.
within a one training. So here the trend is now they want an exact 100% match. So what exactly your inputs on these kind of challenges or gaps, how we can how the outsiders, how the being a candidate can cope up from this all these kind of things, if they are an exact match, only two three tech stack is not matching and hiring manager is just rejecting that profile.
Hmm. Hmm.
So what is your thought on that?
We have to identify. See, there are two type of candidates. One who knows everything and he or she can do once he or she is hired, and the other type is, see, I don't know, but I want to learn and I can upskill myself. in that case, we should always go for the second one as well, because see, if you are hiring the characteristics, see if the person is like well in terms of he or she is presenting him or herself best during an interview, he or she has done good kind like projects, good portfolio, good exposure, good internships, even in case of a fresher, you can also give them a chance, considering the fact they are good fit for the company, not in terms of a technically sound candidate I'm talking about, but in terms of their personality traits, their temperament, their ego issues, their behavior, their tendency to learn, their tendency to upskill, and their curiosity to learn new things every day.
Right. So they should be
Yes,
taken care by the hiring manager, should give a importance on that
definitely,
aspects as well.
definitely.
And it
Yes,
should be
yes.
added in a feedback evaluations parameter as well. The
Yes,
characteristics they
definitely.
are
With the
behind
suggestion always, with the suggestions, because
the
if we are
suggestions.
rejecting candidates saying that you're not well in those particular areas, but you're not telling them what to do next, then there will be same scenario all the time, that you might be like hiring and posting job again and again. And you will end up having no candidates in your plate every time you post your job.
True,
Yes.
true. So now coming to the interview perspectives, my question is like nowadays Gen Z generation is coming, right? And they were
Yes, yes.
lacking on the pressure handling things. They were not kind of to handle the pressures. They were not accepting the rejections. They were not accepting the they want a comfort in all the areas according to their own rules and things. They immediately take a decisions to quit from the job if they were not satisfied with the things, and they were a quick decision making following the quick decision making strategy. So how now a generation is Gen Z, now beta generations is introducing in 2025. So how these
Yes.
people are going to accept the rejections part? How, what is your inputs, your tips for these Gen Z and the beta generations, which are going upcoming which is coming upcoming generations for us in the IT industries? Because nowadays parallelly AI is introduced and these Gen Z people, so both are having a different, the job is less due to the AI, and the Gen Z generation is not taking a job seriously. They were taking a things very casually. If someone has rejecting, and if someone has rejecting their inputs, and if someone has internally rejecting their proposals, they were just quickly taking a decisions and quit from the job. So how these guys going to handle the pressures when it comes? You know very well when you had started your first job, what kind of target is assigned to the sales and the BD guy. So that pressure handling is missing nowadays in this Gen Z and the beta generation candidates. So how they people do this to handle this pressure, rejections, acceptance, pressure handling things over the workplace in the workplace.
Yes, sure, Annie. Since we are this question is completely candidate centered, so I'd like to be very straightforward and clear. हम जेन जीज को बहुत ज्यादा जनरलाइज भी नहीं कर सकते हैं इस टॉपिक पर, बिकॉज I came across a lot of Gen Zs in my team itself, and they are really very hardworking. What happens when I post a job, and recently I posted a poll on my LinkedIn saying I will review your resume for free on this International HR Day. You can connect me directly, and I'll tell you what needs to be done and how you can iterate your resume. What happened? These freshers are not even freshers nowadays. If I am talking about the Gen Z, Generation Z, what happens? They are just recent graduates, not even a fresher. Freshness only comes once, but experience is overrated nowadays. If fresher is coming with some freshness, new ideas, innovation, new energy, then I do not have any problem to hire a fresher. व्हाट हैपेंस, ये जितने भी फ्रेशर्स या जेंजीज आजकल अप्लाई कर रहे हैं, फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल इनकी एप्लीकेशन के जो तरीके हैं, द वे दे आर अप्लाइंग, इट इज वेरी जेनेरिक. They are leveraging the technology, they are using chat gpt, they are using AI tools, but they are not using it for the right purpose. They are writing paragraphs over an email that I'm so and so, I can do this, I can do that, but when I'm opening and downloading the resume, there is nothing to showcase, there is nothing to see as a project or as a portfolio which that is
Yeah, that is
substantial for me to at least see, like I have one call or schedule an interview with them. So that is the thing where they are lacking. And the other like stack of Gen Z's are there, they are just worried about how to find a job. They are willing to do the hard work, they are willing to take that pressure, they are willing to take that opportunity, but they are making an excuse of NATS nowadays. They are telling me, ma'am, I'm so much capable of doing these things, but ATS, my resume is not getting shortlisted on application tracking platform. So yeah, that is like a major problem. What I can say to them, that at least have a conversation with experienced professional without investing too much on these platforms where you can get certificates and you can show it to your resume and then tell the hiring manager, just because I have done this certification you can hire me. You always look up to those mentor who have done that particular work in your domain. Ask for advice. Do as much as project you do as much as you can and showcase your work. Don't try to oversell, because nowadays Gen Zs are coming for an interview and they start negotiating on the very first interview stage. What is going to be my perk, what is the working hour, are is there any professional attire rule, are there any strict timings, will I get 5 days working or 6 days working. Rather than they should be curious about what will I learn, what is the company's vision, what will I what will be my career path if I join your organization. Is there any ESOP plan? How will I get the ownership of my work, and how will I get the decision making in my particular domain? These are the questions they should ask, rather than focusing more on the perks and benefit. At least on an entry level, and when I say entry level, that means initially from your internship, let's say from 1 year to third year of your professional journey, you should be more focused on the more learning centric approach in any organization.
true, really true. So,
If you are like learning, that means if your mentor choose the right mentor, so that you can have a very good initial days, and you will have a good perks later on.
true. So now, nowadays, it's not all about the Gen Z, the candidates, and it's person specific, where the person are overconfident, underconfident. They were,
Hmm.
fumbling during the discussions, interview
Hmm.
processes. Although they were very good in talks, when it comes to the interview, they were just start fumbling. They were nervous, or some are the very much overconfident that they had explained so many things which is not exactly required during the discussions as well. So how you
Okay.
can explain these pointers, how these things can be managed or handled?
See, in my experience, what happened whenever I came across any overconfident candidate, what I always do, I ask deep questions. So what happens? Overconfidence often masks a lack of depth. So if the person is overconfident, and at least if it seems, if so what I do, I always ask deep questions to them, so that I can see their actual knowledge and their values and whatever skills they are bringing to the table. And when it comes to underconfident candidate, I always encourage them by acknowledging their skill set, whatever they have showcased in their resume. So, and sometimes what happens, people lack in communication skills. So I always give them a chance. If you're more comfortable in Hindi, आप मुझसे हिंदी में बात करिए, कोई इशू नहीं है. एंड मोस्ट ऑफ द टाइम इट हैपेंस कि जो टेक्निकल स्टूडेंट्स होते हैं, जो टेक्स में परफेक्ट होते हैं, जिनकी टेक्निकल एबिलिटीज होती हैं, वो हिंदी में काफ़ी अच्छे से बात करते हैं.
Right.
और इस वजह से हमें उनका ट्रू पोटेंशियल पता लग पाता है. तो
True.
ओवर कॉन्फिडेंट एंड अंडर कॉन्फिडेंट दोनों ही कैंडिडेट्स के केसेस में ऐसा होता है कि ओवर कॉन्फिडेंट, कई बार हमें लगता है कि वो कैंडिडेट ओवर कॉन्फिडेंट है, बट as and when we start questioning deeply, we get to see their true selves, whether they are like a genuine candidate for that particular role, or they are just trying to sell themselves.
True. So what is matlab being a HR? You are a HR person, and you are also facing,
Yes.
daily a kind of case study for you when different people are
Yes,
coming for the
definitely.
interview interactions or something like that. So what is your approach when you have to tell someone that you are not selected for this role? Reason is so so so. So how you are projecting this thing so that the person can bring a positive thought. I mean, it's take it as a positive, and maybe an year back or 2 years back, if he or she was eligible and you had approached again to those candidates and they are happily joined your organization. So, how you are just projecting and framing those rejections feedback to the candidates?
Okay. So what happens sometimes, once the application comes, I get to see the resume of that person. Even if the resume is not good, I always people approach me, usually approach me on LinkedIn. What I do, I like send them a message on a very polite note. Please make your resume well and then reapply, because as I can see, your resume is not well. You might be a good fit, but you haven't curated your resume well. So you can like iterate your resume and then you can send it to me. I'll share your resume with my team. So after screening, we can schedule your interview. That
True.
is the first case scenario. And the second case scenario is that once the interview is done, I usually prefer giving them a suggestion over that Zoom call or Google Meet itself. What I tell them, I never reject a person directly. I always say that you might be a good fit for other company, but currently you're not suitable for this particular role. But I feel if you improvise on those area, you can reapply after 3 months or 6 months, in especially in case of freshers, not in case of experience. But I always prefer encouraging freshers to reapply in my company again, because see, they might be lacking in some areas, but if they improvise on that area and then reapply, I will definitely reconsider their candidature.
Nice. So, I think I had covered most all of the, aspects of 360 degree, and it was really, very intellectual and informative inputs which I had received from your end, and which are definitely we're going to implement it in our organizations, because, every day is a learning for you when you are interacting with multiple people. Each and every person had provided you some learning, which we also got,
Definitely.
I also got while talking to you. And as in person, I really like your cooperations, and I really like the way you are communicating, projecting the things, the journey which you had explained properly. And we would love to do one more podcast with you in a future for the different topics.
Thank you.
And we'd love to, want to know more about your inputs on those challenges, which is, day by day introducing in a market. So, first of all, thank you so much, Pratiksha, to have you here over virtual stage, and special thanks for cooperating us on this podcast execution process as well. So we will
Yes.
connecting soon, and thanks a lot to be here. So I'm just stopping the recording, and we'll connecting soon. Thanks a lot to you.
Yes, at last, I'd like to say, Annie, to all the HRs and the HR community, that always believe in people, instill them with passion and pride to get an outstanding performance. Always, because
Truly.
candidate is not bad. It's just their skill and the timing of that candidature. So always consider a person rather than a skill set.
Right, I'm in line with you on this
Thank you,
input.
thank you,
All right. So
thank
connect
you.
you offline as well, right? Let's meet somewhere.
Sure, sure,
We'll connect. All right.
definitely.
Take care. Have a nice day. Take care. Bye.
You too. Thank you, Annie.